welcome to Friday Beer Storming. Apologies, we've started a little late because of internet gremlins and the mythical NBN in Australia for high-speed internet. Anyway, we're live and it's good. We'll allow a little bit of time for people to come in. What we're doing today is sharing the results of the most recent poll and also announcing the winner of the prize draw that we do with each poll. I'll just wait a little while people are being notified and coming on in. So it's beer storming. I have wine today, cutting back on the beer. I'll have a few beers at Monday beer storming on the first Monday of masterclass that we're running in Brisbane on the 21st and 22nd of November. If you're joining us, fantastic. If you're unable to join us, I wish you could. It'll be good. You'll learn how to build a marketing machine and a one-page marketing plan for the coming year. But let's get into it, shall we? So, assuming you have your beer storming beverage of choice at hand, let's look at the results for the poll that asked, how often does your firm publish a new article to your website's blog? Now, the most popular vote, interestingly, with 26.3% of the votes, is rarely, maybe a few times a year. Now, if that's you, you need to do one of two things. Either get rid of your blog, admit that you're not going to blog, or decide you're going to blog and then resource it. As an entrepreneur, one of the skill sets, it's part of the definition of being an entrepreneur, is the ability to marshal resources. And there's plenty of ways of doing that. But you just need to decide, are you going to blog or not? Because, wow, at least you're honest, everyone who answered rarely, maybe a few times a year. But really, it's not a good look. It's a bit like, we see this all the time where people come to us for marketing assistance. And one of the first things we do, which is one of the first things that anyone will do when they find out about your firm, is check out your website. And we see the social media icons in the top right corner or across the bottom of the page, across to Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever it might be. And today I was actually speaking to someone who had the icons there and they went nowhere. Now, maybe that's better than them doing what we also see often, which is they work, they go to a social media account, but that social media account's inactive. So inactive social media is a bad look, and so is inactive blogging. If you're not going to do it consistently, get out of the game. There are other ways of publishing content, but we don't think anything is much more effective for SEO, generating traffic, building your authority than consistently blogging. So you guys got to do something about it. The second most popular answer was monthly, once a month. So that is a bare minimum, assuming that's a proper article, that's a thought leadership type piece, educational, letting people know your opinion on different things. Third, with 16% roughly of the vote, is never. We don't have a blog. Now, I'm assuming the fact that you're on this Facebook page and we do marketing and innovation for accountants and advisors, that you're an accountant or advisor, such as financial planner, bookkeeper, business coach. And if you don't even have a blog, wow, I'm floored. Blogging is just such a great way to market yourself and generate traffic. You need to be doing it. So there's 8, let's see, 26. Yeah, big chunk of you need to do something about blogging. You've either got to commit to it and do it, or at least start it. Next most popular with 16% of the vote was 4 times a month. Hats off to you. Once a week, roughly, that's very, very good. And that's a wonderful pattern. And we know lots of firms that do that. And your blog posts don't have to be long. They don't always have to be 800 words or so full articles. They can be brief shares. If you want to see a master at doing brief blog posts on an incredibly frequent basis, have a look at Seth Godin. S-E-T-H, Seth Godin. He's one of the pioneers in the whole guerrilla marketing, which means cost-effective, practical marketing, permission-based marketing. His ideas and thinking predated email marketing and online marketing. He's an absolute guru. Lots of wisdom comes out of his blogs. Fifth, with 10.5% of the vote, was twice a month, and then which is pretty good. twice a month is generally when people ask us how often should we be blogging, if we're supporting them with their article writing and publishing and promoting, we say, look, twice a month is really good. So, and then lastly, more than 4 times a month was 5.3% of those who voted. So that's brilliant. Well done. Options that didn't get any votes at all were never, even though we have a blog, and 3 times a month. Anyway, so they're the results. In a moment, I will draw the winner of the prize draw. A reminder, you get an entry in the prize draw for completing the poll and also for sharing the link, and each other person who does the poll, based on them clicking on your link, gives you an extra entry into the prize draw. So in a moment, I'll do that. But we talked last week at Friday Beer Storming about blogging, but let's talk about the metrics. Some of the metrics that you really need to be tracking on your website around your blogging are things like not just traffic and unique visitors, but traffic from organic search. So that means people that aren't direct traffic. They haven't just clicked on a link in your email or typed in your web address. They haven't come from paid traffic. They've basically searched on something in Google and found you. So you want to know how many visitors are you getting each month and what's the trend of visits, unique visitors from organic search. Crucial, because that's the people that are just finding you because you're publishing good content that relates to them. Now, if you're a subscriber to our Marketing Metrics dashboard service, that is one of the widgets that we always put on, is the trend there. Most firms, when they come to us, have under 100 unique visits per month from organic search on their website. I was looking at a firm today, a couple of firms that are using our SEO services, and they're getting about 1,500, 1,600, some months over 2,000 unique visitors. Is that a lot? Well, yeah, it is compared to most accounting firms. But what you need to know for your business is you need to know that number and you need to know how it's trending. If it's not going up, there are clear solutions to that. Also, when you do blog posts, think through the conversion, which means what do you want someone to do after reading it? Now, that doesn't mean that your blog post needs to have a very commercial call to action. In fact, I think it's pretty lazy to have as a call to action at the end of your blog posts. If you would like further information about this, please contact us. We'd be delighted to help you out. Yawn. What you can do that works really well is to have some sort of downloadable 1-page, 2-page PDF that is something that relates to the topic of the blog post. And sure, you can do it as ungated content or gated content. And what I mean by ungated is there's a link, they click it, they get the PDF, and that's okay. A lot of people like Gary Vaynerchuk or Gary V, he's telling people to stop gating your content. If people want your content, just give it to them, and if they want to get in contact, they will, which is pretty progressive thinking around that. You can try that, test that, see what happens, because you can still track as a conversion goal in Google Analytics the conversion rate from people going to a certain page, like a blog post, and then to that page. You'd want to set that page up that has the PDF on it as a page that Google doesn't index. And that's called the no index tag, which means people won't find it in Google. They can only get to it through the means that you're promoting. So then you can find out what percentage of people who are coming to the blog post are doing the action that you want. But the more typical approach is to have a button that someone can click and enter their email address and then click the button, and then that was really cool. I just got a phone call and thought, hang on, interrupted the Facebook Live. Sorry, Craig, I shall call you back. But I think we're still live, which is good. Perils of doing Facebook Lives. So yeah, the usual approach is to use a combination of tools. Now, we've been recommending MailChimp for a long time now, and we even talked about it last week, but announcement, we are no longer recommending MailChimp. This is brand new through research and basically an experience that we had this week. If you need a simple tool for email marketing and facilitating opt-ins to grow your list and then have a series of emails go to them, you know, top of the tree is automation, marketing automation platforms like Infusionsoft, which we use. But, you know, a rung down that's a really good first step for a lot of people is ActiveCampaign. So ActiveCampaign can allow you to have little bars across the top, or little slide outs in the corner, or a modal pop-up, which is one that kind of takes over the whole screen and might have, say, a grey translucent area over the whole web page, but a little web form in the middle, and then facilitate the adding of the people to your database so you can communicate with them ongoing. They can get added to a list, they can get tagged, which is really crucial. We spoke about that in today's webinar, that where we interviewed Matt Sharwood from Advise, the crucial aspect of continually polling, quizzing, and segmenting your database so that you know specific things about different people so you can talk to them with more specificity, relevance, and better timing. So with your blogging, just make sure that you can have a strategy for allowing the reader to take a next step. And a next step doesn't have to be contact us or have a consultation. It can be just a little piece of information. Now, there's some really cool tools. One's called Designer, and it's spelt weirdly. It's spelt like design and then has double R on the end, if my memory's serving me correctly. And what a Designer allows you to do is to very quickly turn a web page, such as a blog post, into an ebook. It very quickly pulls the content in and then creates the subheadings and the headings and the formatting and the page footers and even a cover. So surprisingly, as this might seem, having a downloadable PDF that is pretty much just replicating the content of the blog post is a valid lead magnet or conversion opt-in tool to put on a blog post. But what works even better than that is, let's say your blog post refers to some sort of list or checklist or criteria that people need to apply to a certain area of their business or financial life as an accountant or advisor. Just having a summary of that checklist that they can download is great. Like if you do a search in Google on branding for accountants, feel free to do that straight after this, you'll find, depending what country you're in, that we're #1 for that. Now, you would imagine that a lot of people will be trying to rank well in Google for branding for accountants. And for us, that's a good phrase to rank well for, because if someone is an accounting firm and they're looking at branding, they're either a new firm or a firm wanting to reinvent itself and evolve to the next level. So for us, that makes them a good prospect, at least in the medium term. Have a look at that blog post. It's called The Professionalism Paradox, and have a read down there. And you'll see, sprinkled through that blog post, different buttons for the person, the reader, you, to download a checklist about boring versus not boring branding for accountants. And it's a self-assessment tool, simple PDF that you can download. Now, the tools that we're using for that, just so you can explore them yourself, is lead boxes. Lead boxes is functionality that you get within lead pages, which is for doing squeeze pages, landing pages, specific web pages where you want someone to actually do something. That complements your website, doesn't replace it. So lead boxes allows people to click a button and then get the opt-in for enter your email address. You could ask for first name if you wanted as well and click the button. And then you can connect that to the email system that you're using, whether it was MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft or a Campaign Monitor or whatever it might be. So there you go, blogging. Let's now, some of you might be waiting to hear who the winner is. So here I've got my little poll tool, and down the bottom here, there's my little button, draw winners. So I'm going to tap that, and it says how many winners? We're all winners here, but we'll leave it at 1. Make the draw. Oh, get out. It's good for us. I'm going to have to redo it because the winner is anonymous. And congratulations, it's anonymous. The thing is there is you don't have to. When you click the link in our email that promotes the blog, it goes to a Facebook page, but we've set it up so that if you're not a Facebook user, you can still do the poll, but your name and address doesn't go in, so you can't win the draw. So I'm going to tap redraw, and oh my goodness, someone who I know pretty well, Karen Hendry, has won this month's or this fortnight's poll. So Karen, we'll get in touch with you. Isabel or Brad from our team will get in touch and ask you whether you want a 1-hour marketing mentor consultation or a free masterclass ticket. So next masterclass is in 8 days. Would love to have you there if you can come on Monday and Tuesday, the 21st and 22nd of November in Brisbane. So thanks for joining me today for yet another installment of Friday Beer Storming. Get blogging, get daring, get publishing. Remember, publish or perish. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, and I'll see you again here next week for Friday Beer Storming. And if you're coming to Masterclass, and I can see some people here that are already coming. G'day, Matt. Matt Sharwood's just logged in. Thanks for allowing us to interview you today for our webinar. That was superb. Elizabeth, you're coming to Masterclass. Antoinette, I think you're coming to Masterclass. Anyway, if you can at all make it, I guarantee that you will come out of Masterclass with more clarity than you've ever had for your firm's marketing over the coming year, and just a practical, 100% implementable and measurable methodology. It's a bit of alliteration there, for your marketing for the year to come. So I'll see you same time next Friday for Friday Beer Storming. Bye for now.